Okay, here's the new crossover. It's the same crossover we used in the JBL PRX 415M. I know you're saying, why are you putting an Eminence part in the JBL? Well, if you know, if you've ever taken apart the PRX, they are not the SRX 700 series speakers. They look like they're made in Mexico. I don't, again, I'm not going to claim to be an expert, but they just don't look very beefy, meaty, healthy. These Eminence parts look, feel, and I'm going to say that the JBL PRX 415Ms, after the upgrade with the Celestion high frequency part and this crossover, and then I put the JBL or a Selenium SW 800 in those babies. You have to see the other video. I don't remember what the heck they are. I think they're SW 800s. Totally different speakers. Sound way better than they sounded as the JBL PRX 415M. I don't have, I'm not endorsing Parts Express. I like this part. They're easy to work with. The people there, the parts are not that expensive, and they seem to work good. So again, not an endorsement, just I'm happy with what I have so far. So when I did this before, I was blocking the view or got in the way. I don't know if I can do this without getting in the way or not again. I know I'm running out of solder. I don't even know if I can complete this task tonight, but you guys won't be able to tell that anyway because the video will run continuously. I am running out of solder. Might be able to finish putting solder on this baby tonight. Maybe, possibly, maybe might make some other connections for you guys tonight. I don't know. For me, it's tonight. For the video, it'll be like we never left. All right, we got some good solder on there. All right, so I use yellow for the highs, only because I think the highs want to be yellow, and I use blue for the subwoofers. Blue subwoofers on the bottom, and bottom starts with B, and blue starts with B. Blue on bottom for the subwoofers, yellow for the highs, white from the input to the crossover, and then green from my new jack to the inputs to the white wire to the crossover, and highs and lows. It's just my color code that I like to use. Not that I'm an expert speaker rebuilder. I have rebuilt to date. This is my 6.1 or updated, upgraded, whatever terminology you want to use. So I am going to show you the connection of the highs, the high wires, and that will be it. And I'll do the other ones off camera, and we'll come back and do some more modifications to this speaker. Like I said, it is probably time for a new tip for this baby. There we go, there she goes. Oops, we are off center. Come on. How did I know where to put them? T for tweeters, not Twitter. W for woofers, and N for inputs. That's how you know where to put your wires. And I think I want some more solder in there. I'm not happy with that. I think it would hold the way it is, but darn solder is going up inside of the, there we go, she came loose. Alright. Alright. That's better anyway. Again, all you experts out there, please don't give me a hard time. She's on there. The tweeters, the highs are on. And we're going to do some more modifications here before we install this. And we'll come back later and do that. So anyway, just for a comparison, this is what we took out of here. This is what we are replacing it with. You tell me. I don't know. That looks a little bit beefier and better to me. Okay, so on the left is the old Yamaha BR12M high frequency driver that came out, and on the right is the new one we're going to put in, the Celestion T5487A, or CDX 1-1746, and you can see the difference yourselves. And we'll go over assembly of this later on as we get ready to install it. We're going to have to cut the box because this will not fit in the slot that came out of, and we'll walk and talk through it and cut it and show it later on. Okay, now we're going to put some solder on the lead connectors on the high frequency drivers. wrong side, baby. All right. That was awesome. And like I said, I'm going to reuse these old drivers. I'm going to put them back in. I don't think I'm going to be using these speakers anytime soon. But I am going to put them back in for now. I'm going to save them for maybe another project, or maybe give them away, or maybe they'll just sit and rot for a while, who knows. Okay, come on. Great. Okay, because I've done 3 of these already, I've already marked my lines. I mean, I kind of know that I need to cut from this screw hole, the line that's formed from this screw hole to this screw hole, and this screw hole to that screw hole. I need to cut this way and then follow these 2 lines, and then I got a little arc pattern to cut right in here. And then I'm going to cut the arc pattern here, and basically this screw lines, the lines that's formed from these screw holes, cut along this line and pencil line I made, and that's going to be enough for my new waveguard to fit in there. And basically, again, this is a Parts Express waveguard, but it's literally the same exact waveguard that comes out of the JBL PRX 415 monitor. The only difference is it doesn't have the JBL symbol on it. When I upgraded my JBLs, I was really happy to see it was the same exact product, and all I had to do was screw in the new one to the existing waveguard. But on these boxes, we got to install a different waveguard if we want to go to the screw-on type product. So basically, all you got to do is take your new horn driver, gently fit it on there, give it a good tight snug. Again, this is plastic. It is possible to crack it. I mean, I'm torquing it down pretty good, but I'm not going to force it too much. And it's nice and tight. And this baby is ready to go now. Okay, so let's do some cutting. I'm going to use my handy dandy doggy pea pads to catch as much crud as possible, so I don't have to clean crud. I think no matter what you do, you're going to get crud. most people, that's going to be the scariest part, right there. Now, let me go inside and get the driver and see if it fits. It looks like I went a little short. So I'm gonna go off camera and probably hack off another 1/8 of an inch is probably all it is, which sucks. That sucks, but that's part of the it's part of the game when you're customizing. So I probably need to go a little bit deeper right here. All right, guys, I'll come back later after I fix that. Okay, last part is line up that middle hole and make all my new pilot holes centered. And I like to do this now because when you vacuum this baby out, do you really want to do this after you vacuumed all this crap out? Now it's time to vacuum it out. I'm not going to videotape that because that's silly. All right, so now we are going to connect the speakers or the inputs to the crossover, input wires to the crossover. Again, it's just so hard to do this for the camera without an assistant or somebody holding the camera for me. That's a done deal. And I already cut out fiberglass in there to fit it. It's gonna be hard to show you this, and it's just gonna be one of those things where you get to see what you get to see, and I can't make it better. Now we're gonna screw the crossover in. All I did was I cut out some of the fiberglass to make a little pocket for it of roughly where I want it. This is where I want it. And now it's time to screw it in. Four screws. Holds the PC board in place. Again, the board's made of plastic, so be careful. Don't over tighten it. You could possibly, maybe, crack it. Yellow for the highs, blues for the bottoms. I'm gonna reconnect that baby. Again, made of plastic. Be careful. Good crank. And there we go. Red, positive. Let's do positive first. Again, I'm trying to do this where you can see, but can't promise nothing. Okay, so now let's solder on the speaker wires, horn driver wires. Yellow for highs. This is going to be really hard to do for the camera, so whatever angle you guys get is what you get. I'm sorry. Okay, so for now, I'm going to reuse the old woofers. I am going to get the, oh God, I don't even remember the model. I'll give you I'll give you all the model numbers later. I hate to do this because I got solder on here, but they're also too darn long. Oopsie. Anyway, there's red, so that's my positive. I think my tip's starting to go stupid on me. There we go. Come on. I love how nice and hot the wire gets to hold on to. Oh, come on, don't do this to me. There we go. Aye. And that didn't take. Alright, so what not to do, right? Alright, there's something going on here. There's some gunky stuff here. I don't know, some kind of residue that was on there. And the good thing is if this fails, it's kind of, I mean, I don't even think I'm going to use these speakers, to be honest with you. I just want to put them together just in case I need them. Like I said, I am going to put the bigger, better horn drivers, subwoofers on here. See if that holds. Tell you, I do not know what that liquidy residue is from whatever the factory put on there. But it seems to be holding now. Looking as pretty as can be. Got my woofer screws in my woofer bag. Those other woofers that I'm going to put in here are so freaking heavy compared to these. Like I said, I'll get you the model number and part number and everything. I'm sure these will sound good, but with the new crossover. But again, I'm upgrading these for power, and basically to have a newer speaker. And there we go, broke the tip off my tip, but that's all right. Got plenty of those babies. All right, that's kind of it. I am going to refinish the grill. I'm going to sand it and paint it. I am going to put the foam behind it. I'm just going to use the air conditioning foam that you can buy at Home Depot, because it basically looks, tastes, and smells exactly like the stuff that comes off of the JBLs and all the other speakers with the backing, the foam on the back. And I'll show you how to do that later. And when these are completely done, I'll show those to you, and we'll listen to them. And even though I think it's kind of crazy to try to listen to these speakers on YouTube or any media, recorded media, but you can kind of hear something. Anyway, we'll come back later.